Hey guys, welcome back. This week, I want to give you a little taste of where we came from, a little Kickmasters history, and I want to break down our 25th anniversary T-shirt. So some of you guys actually have this shirt, and we did these a couple years ago because we're in our 28th year, and there's still some in the pro shop if you want one. But on the back are all these logos, and I got the idea for doing the logos actually from Walt Disney World. Go down Main Street at Walt Disney World or Disneyland out in California. If you look up in the windows, there's a window dedicated for anyone that had a significant role in the development of the Walt Disney Company. It's sort of like, it's kind of like the Hall of Fame, you know, for Disney employees and Disney people. So I wanted to kind of do the same thing, and I wanted to do it in a very subtle way, but also a way to recognize people, entities, business entities that have poured into us and helped us. And I'm going to put these on the screen so you can see them, but the first one's going to be Albert's Innovations, and it says, no, let's see, let me read it, no idea left behind. So it's got a thought bubble on there, and it's the very first one, and my grandfather, in case you didn't know, his name is Al Vi, and he was a restaurateur, and he was able to survive World War II, survive his daughter being diagnosed with leukemia and passing away, and surviving entrepreneurship. He owned a restaurant in Frostburg for many years, and my grandfather never stopped, even to when he passed away at 95. He was always coming up with ideas, and he came up with the idea and he would never just throw it away. He'd always write it down somewhere and put it into a book, and he'd always circle back to it from time to time. So I can't tell you how many times and how many ideas he had. One specifically that comes to mind in our family's history is when he wanted to approach City Council in Frostburg about flooding Frostburg and having a rubber ducky race. So basically the way that it would work is he would flood Main Street. He would set up hay bales all on the side of Main Street between the Palace Theater all the way down to where the 7-Eleven is now. Hay bales right there. He'd block up the entrances for the water to dissipate with the sewer grates. You'd pay money, $50 to get a duck. They put your name on the duck. They put all the ducks in the top. Fire engines, you know, are there with the fire trucks flooding Main Street. And of course, the first duck all the way to the bottom past the finish line got a chance to win, you know, prizes and things like that. Most creative duck, the last place duck would all win something, and all the money would go to the Vicky Vi Dotson Leukemia Foundation. So this was legendary at our house because there's all these ideas that this guy had about flooding Main Street. I mean, who would even think to do that? Well, my grandfather, Al Vi, you know, he was coming up with stuff like this constantly. He wanted to do a 3-on-3 basketball tournament on Main Street, again, to raise money for leukemia. And the reason for that is the reason why he had so many ideas is that through a hardship comes intervention. And that's kind of why we are here right now. The format of this would never have been created unless we have some sort of hardship. And in I believe it was 1979, his daughter was diagnosed with leukemia and passed away. And he decided to fight back. He decided to take the hardship and punch it in the teeth. And throughout the course of his life, he raised close to $750,000 for leukemia research to help not only the research, but to help local families. He was always coming up with ideas. He was an idea man. And I'm so proud that I have his blood coursing through my veins in some capacity. So he's number one, upper left. The second one is Bill's Backyard BBQ. Our chicken is perfect, right? And I love that. We call it kickin' chicken. So in case you don't know, Bill is a reference to Bill Boyer. He owns Chick-fil-A at the Country Club Mall, Chick-fil-A Freestander in LaVale, and also oversees the Chick-fil-A at Frostburg State University. So I got to tell you, Bill Boyer is an amazing human being, and I know he'll never see this video, but he's the most generous, most kind-hearted, most thorough person that I've ever come in contact with. He listens with his whole body, and I don't know if you know what that is, but when you talk to somebody and ask them how they're doing, they'll say good, and they're looking around because they're looking who else they need to talk to, or they're thinking about other things they need to think about, or what they're going to say next. You know, Bill, similar to other people in our community like Diane Romaine, she and they listen with their whole body intently. They're staring into your soul because they really genuinely care about what you're saying. And if I have a problem or an issue, or I just need some wise counsel, Bill Boyer's the guy. And between the two of us, we're kicking chicken, and I know I'm high on his list too. And the last one I'm going to talk about today is Century Martial Arts. So Century is where we get all of our equipment, our uniforms, bow staffs, apparel, pads, mats, everything through Century. And we've been a client of theirs since the early 80s, really since they kind of came out and were incorporated. And Century's fantastic. I mean, again, I know they'll never see this video, but if there's ever a problem, I just make one phone call and they have something as a replacement. If anything breaks or tears or if something is damaged, they, no questions asked, take care of it. And we wouldn't think of selling anything else. And that's the thing. When hardship comes or adversity comes, you find out who's loyal to you. You find out who your real friends are, who the real people are that make the world go round, make your world go round. And the top 3 names, and I know my grandfather's passed away, they would drop their shirt. They would drop thousands of dollars to help you. And I know Century's done that. They sponsored, when I went to Thailand in 2008, they sponsored that trip. Free stuff to give out over there. I mean, hundreds and hundreds and thousands of dollars of stuff they gave me just to give away over there. That's the kind of company they are. You know, Bill Boyer, he's the most generous person. And my grandfather, you know, he spent his entire life fighting for a cause to help other people. So I don't know when we'll meet again, probably next week, but this is just a little insight of who's poured into the program that you're experiencing now, because it's not just the head instructor, it's not just your private lesson instructor, it's a conglomerate of people that come together to build something special. They've poured into us, and I just hope you understand that in order to survive in this world, in order to thrive, you can't do it by yourself. So if you're a kid watching this video, you know, give your parents a hug. If your parents watching this video, give your parents a hug. You're never too old to say thanks and have that attitude of gratitude, okay? And I guess that's why we're doing this. So anyway, until next time, guys.